Hi, welcome to Ozfish. Dave here. Let's get some. In this episode, we're going to take a trip to Lostock Dam in the Hunter Valley. It's a beautiful little dam. It's my favourite dam to fish. We've had a lot of rain over the last month or two, so the dam's at 100% plus, and it's running over the spillway, which is always really nice to see. But the dam's pretty discoloured and pretty dirty. Right throughout the dam because of all the rain we've had. Because of the rain, it can be challenging fishing conditions. On Sunday afternoon, I took a trip up with my mate Chris, and we fished Sunday afternoon and stayed overnight, and fished early on the Monday morning. And there's a lot of smaller fish in the dam at the moment, between 34 up to those high 30s, but we didn't get any fish 40 or 40 plus, which is kind of unusual for Lostock Dam because there are some really big bass in that dam, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. A couple of guys have told me that what happened in the dam was that they released a lot of water. The water authority released a lot of water out of the dam to relieve some pressure on the water levels, and apparently what happened was that the water they released came from the bottom of the dam and there was no oxygen in it, and they have had some really bad fish kills up there in the river there. My mates were telling me that there were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bass that had just suffocated to death in underneath the spillway in the lower parts of that river there, and died, which is really, really bad. That's a bad blue on the part of the water authority there. And my other mate who's got a cabin up there told me that he pulled up and all you could smell through the whole caravan park was the smell of dead fish. So I'm not sure whether that's had any effect in relation to what's going on in the dam. And but anyway, my mate and I caught a lot of fish. Probably caught about 30 fish in 2 quick sessions. Like I said, a lot of smaller fish. So anyway, I at the end of the episode, I'll do a little bit of a tackle talk and discuss some of the techniques and the lures that were successful for us in that really dirty water. So anyway, hope you enjoy the episode.
Video.
Now bass, Drewy, they live in the weed. You know how I know that? Because check this weed monster out, mate.
You've been eating a bit of cabbage, mate.
That's where they live, in the weed. Oh,
look out.
Taking a bit of drag there, Drewy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, nice little fish.
Good fish.
Oh,
What do you reckon, mate?
couple look ups, Drewy.
Double hook.
Drop that one on the deck. Down the weed a bit through there.
Got ya.
Weed monster.
Is it a good fish, but he's a nice fish. Yeah, he's a better fish. Lovely fish. Yeah, he's a nice fish, bud. He was going before too. Yeah, nice.
Little fella.
Yeah, he's alright.
Yeah, they're really kind of feisty, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, they're kind yeah, brown dog.
Yo.
Not massive, Drewy, but hit me hard.
Yeah. As they do. Yeah, good fish.
Yeah, just a little brawler. It's sort of like the size of the fish today, isn't it? Kind of like yeah, kind of like fish in that sort of mid-30s, but really solid.
Good fish.
Beautiful colours,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Fit and healthy.
Fit and healthy, bro. Fit and healthy, yeah.
Wouldn't believe it.
Oh, Drewy, what happened, mate?
Just got off.
Yeah.
Yeah, good fish. Nice.
So Chris and I managed to catch about 30 bass in 2 sessions, and like I said before, you can see how there's a lot of like smaller bass in the dam at the moment. You know, like ranging up to those fish just below 40 centimetres, but still nonetheless good fun. Water's really dirty, so what we chose to do was one of my favourite lures to use in all the dams that I'm actually fishing in is a Jackal TN50. So yeah, when I'm fishing in the dams, I absolutely love to use a Jackal TN50. And you can see how what I've done is that like all my Jackal lures, TN50s or TN60s, I love to rig them just with a single hook. And what they are is they're just rigged weedless. So yeah, I take the split rings and the treble off the rear toe point, and I just take the treble off the front toe point, and I just place a split ring on, and I'm just using a Gamakatsu hook there, so it's got no offset, so it's just a straight hook. And yeah, when the lure's working, it obviously works. It'll just be running. Yeah, so when the lure's coming through the water, it's running sort of slightly, sort of head down, and yeah, this hook will just be swinging at the back like that. And yeah, you don't sort of get snagged up on the weed or catch a lot of weed, and if you hit the logs, there's a good chance you'll bounce over them. And amazingly, it's a phenomenal hookup rate fishing like that. The bass is like kind of like an injection feeder, so he just sort of swims up and just engulfs that entire lure, and yeah, you'll pin him beautifully. So the brown dog is an excellent all-round lure. Doesn't matter whether the water's clear or whether it's dirty. It just seems to catch really well. But it also stands out really well in dirty water. And we caught a lot of fish on the brown dog. great lure, great colour. And what we're also throwing was the a Jackal TN50 in black, the little purple belly on him, and rigged with a single hook. And in the dirty water, the black stands out really good. They love that colour as well. So what I also did was I didn't throw any TN60s on this trip, but I think what I'll do next trip definitely is I'll definitely start to like rotate in a TN60, see if I can catch a few bigger fish on the TN60. Yeah, you'll be able to cast it just a little further and cover more ground, get into the strike zone. It's rigged with a slightly bigger Gamakatsu, like a single hook, and yeah, fantastic lure as well. So yeah, my theory is that like I'm catching plenty of fish on the 50, but I'm going to have to see if I can crack a few of those trophy fish going to a bigger profile lure on the black TN50. So yeah, when I'm fishing in that dirtier water, I kind of tend to stick to those sort of like there's kind of like darker colours, on the TN60s and the TN50s, like, and and even sometimes in dirty water I've caught a lot of fish on the sort of the gold coloured TN60 with a black back, red eyes. The gold seems to stand out pretty well in that dirty water. And also what I did was that I don't usually throw any hard body lures around in the dam. I kind of never have. I've kind of sort of stuck to other techniques, but this trip I thought, oh yeah, I'll throw around some hard body lures. And this is a beautiful hard body lure. It's made from Brett from Bash Lures, and yeah, this is a beautiful sort of like bigger bodied diving lure. Probably gets down about 4 to 5 feet, I'd say, something like that. But man, this lure casts just an incredible distance, and yeah, caught some nice bass on the hard body lure. So I'm going to add that into my arsenal and keep throwing the hard body lure. And this is I went for a dark color. This is like a black back with a pink body, and yeah, the bass were kind of loving that. And yeah, Brett makes some beautiful lures. Like this is my own custom color that Brett made up for me when I was doing a lot of brim fishing in the Hunter River. I used to sand back my lures, and I used to paint them. Yeah, this is color. This is my own personal color. So I used to love to get that sort of like the pink going, and then what I do is I put black stripes on it, and then what I do is I give a little bit of a yellow belly and steadily that color on the brim. But yeah, when the water clears up, I'm going to give that a go on the bass. And of course, there's a beautiful sort of more natural colored sort of lure. And yeah, when the water gets really clear, I'd be looking for those sort of like really clear natural colors in my in TN50s and the TN60s and the hard body lures that I'm going to throw. But yeah, Brett makes it's a beautiful lure. Yeah, bass love them. So it's a new technique for me. And what I always do when I'm bass fishing is I always carry a soft plastic. I love a soft plastic paddle tail. I'll use this all year round. Like in the winter, I'll use it in the summer, the spring, the autumn. And yeah, the plastic paddle tail is just an unbelievable sort of bass catcher. You can use it in 1 foot of water, right down to 35 foot of water. So yeah, it's a great lure. So looks like I've got rigged up with a TT like painted jigger there, probably about a 1/6. I'll use like 1/8, and I'll use 1/6, and I'll use 1/4, depending on what sort of depth I'm using. But yeah, that's a fish arrow. That's my favourite sort of like soft plastic, and I think that's like a 2-inch fish arrow in AU, which is, I've caught so many fish, big fish on this particular fish arrow plastic and this colour. So that's an epic lure. I love it. And yeah, like what I'm going to do next trip as well is that over the years I've used this kind of like, just a standard blade above a paddle tail, and a little bit bigger profile lure, but it's not the most aerodynamic thing when you throw it, but you still get pretty good distance with it, and yeah, it puts out a massive amount of flash and vibration with the blade over the top, in conjunction with that paddle tail swimming through the water. So yeah, it's another sort of like great lure that I haven't been using this year, but yeah, I'm going to go back to using that as well. Yeah, so when I'm bass fishing, what I love to do is just have multiple rods sort of rigged up, in the boat, and so I can just pick up a TN50 and throw it out and fish that. I can rotate out a TN60 and I can fish that. I can pick up a plastic and I can throw that. I can pick up a rod with a hard body on it and throw that, or I can pick up the plastic with the blade and throw that. And yeah, I'll always have a surface lure sort of rigged up, and yeah, kind of just sort of mixing and matching and rotating through those rods through the day and just seeing what the bass like on the day, what's the most consistent fish catcher. But I'd have to say that yeah, the TN50s and TN60s, for me, they're a phenomenal like bass catching lure, particularly rigged weedless, and very rarely do I ever lose a lure. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that quick tackle talk. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Just make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, share it around with your friends. I like to do lots of different sorts of fishing, like I've been on the Jew for the last 6 months, but yeah, I love to brim fish, I love to bass fish, like I love to snapper fish, like I love to chase brim, I love to chase, flathead, and yeah, light tackle trial, and so it's all good. So make sure you spread it around.